Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth daily coverage of your Green Bay Packers. New episodes drop every day, Monday through Friday, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today, we're going to discuss some of the comments that Brian Gutekunst made Monday at the NFL GM meetings. He talked a little bit about the changes to the offensive line, the future of Jair Alexander. But one other thing that he talked about was that he felt like that the Packers' defensive line could generate enough pass rush with the players that are already on the roster. Here's what he said. I think we could do everything we need to do with the players we have on our roster right now. I think there's a significant amount of improvement for those guys, not only in year two of the scheme, but just individually as well. We've invested in that quite a bit already, and I'm excited to see the growth that those guys will have. Now, yes, Gute does have a point as far as this being year two of Jeff Hafley's defense, the switch from the three-man front to the four-man front that was made in 2024, so they'll be more comfortable in it. But it doesn't change the fact that there is a definite need to improve the pass rush from the front four. Last year, Rashawn Gary led all Packers defensive linemen and really all Packers players with just 7.5 sacks, which is not the number you're looking for as your team leader. And there are issues with a number of players on the roster right now as far as what their long-term future is with the organization. So if you look at the players who are at defensive end, Rashawn Gary, we mentioned, 7.5 sacks. He's 27. He's in his prime. I think he could have a bit of a bounce back year. We expected more of him in 2024. He played the run better for sure. But as far as the pass rush was concerned, he was another year removed from the knee surgery that ended his 2022 campaign. And yet, not only were his sacks down to 7.5, but he went down to 15 quarterback hits from 22 the year before. Gary is going to have a bounce back season and prove that he is more comfortable in Jeff Hafley's scheme and that he will excel in it. Mid-season, Kingsley Enagbare took over as the starter opposite Gary. He had a career-high 4.5 sacks, 8 quarterback hits. Look, to me right now, Enagbare is he's proven himself to be a useful rotational piece, but I don't believe he is a strong starter at this point. I would love for him to prove me wrong. He has all the incentive in the world. This is the final year of his entry-level contract. 2 other players that can improve and step up, Brenton Cox Jr., who finally got into the rotation after Preston Smith was traded midseason, had 4 sacks and 7 quarterback hits in 7 games. He might be able to step up and be the starter this year, but again, he's going to have to show a lot more consistency to do that. He really didn't see the field on defense hardly at all until those final 7 games after the trade of Preston Smith. And then all eyes will be on Lucas Van Ness, the former first-round pick out of Iowa. Van Ness needs to make a big jump in his 3rd year. He has never started a game, played the run well last year, but defensively, what did he have? 3 sacks, lower even than his rookie year. He has all the physical tools. He has showed flashes, but he has not consistently produced. And I just think, if this is your group and Enagbare is possibly out the door, you don't know fully what you have in Cox, you don't know fully what you get in Van Ness, whether he does take that step forward, adding more talent, I think would make sense. Although, again, Gutekunst said what he said about this position being set. Then defensive tackle, I think, is an even bigger concern. Kenny Clark fell off from 7.5 sacks and a Pro Bowl berth in 2023 to just 1 sack last year. Yes, again, adjusting to the 4-man front. He did have a toe injury, which certainly could have hurt him. But here is the thing about Kenny Clark. He will turn 30 this year. He has a lot of wear and tear on his body, having already played 9 seasons in the NFL. This will be his 10th, and his cap hit exceeds $30 million in 2026. So even if Clark does bounce back, and I certainly hope he does, he'll have to restructure or renegotiate his deal to remain in Green Bay and probably take a pay cut if he's going to stay beyond next season. The other starter probably will be Devontae Wyatt. Now, he led all defensive tackles last year with 5 sacks, at least among the Packers. But he's also in the final year of his entry-level deal. Doesn't look like he's getting that 5th-year option. Gutekunst may seek to extend him, but again, Wyatt has never been a starter for any length of time. He's been a rotational pass rushing piece. Can he do better than the 5 sacks? We'll see. But again, his future up in the air. Depth-wise, Carl Brooks gives you a little juice. He had 3.5 sacks while playing just 41% of the team's defensive snaps. But with both Wyatt and Clark questionable beyond this season, Clark's career possibly at a crossroads, Wyatt's failure to become a full-time player, it just seems like this is still a need, even if Gutekunst is trying to downplay it. Now, look, let's face it. There can be improvements in year 2 of Jeff Hafley's defense. Guys like Cox and Van Ness can take steps forward in this stage of their career. But I think what is most likely happening here is that Gutekunst is deflecting. He is trying to downplay the Packers' search for a defensive lineman. So whether it's a trade or a draft pick, that other teams are not going to be overly concerned about the Packers needing a defensive lineman, whether it's at end or at tackle. And I think he will address one of those 2 positions during the first 3 rounds of the draft. And definitely he will add talent on day 3 of the draft, probably at both positions. So, yeah, I think Gutekunst is saying that the Packers are probably set with the talent they have on the roster right now, but I'm not so sure he sincerely means it. I think they can be okay there, but boy, adding a little more juice to the pass rush where you don't have to blitz as much, which Hafley did not necessarily want to have to do, but did last year, would be a big help for the Packers. Don't forget to check out our website at thepackerspost.com, where we put up in-depth articles about the Packers Monday through Saturday. Don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode here at the Daily Packers Post. I'm Gil Martin. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And of course, go Pack Go.